today we have a video I have been waiting for a very long time, because if anyone knows me, they know I am very passionate. The Silverback versus Grizzly Bear. Comment right now who you think wins, a gorilla or a grizzly bear. Comment it right now. I'm not gonna say anything. A bear is hitting a gorilla in doggy unprotected. A bear is putting a gorilla in missionary unprotected because condoms don't even fit bears because they're like that. But I'm gonna let TierZoo tell y'all that.
That gorilla and the grizzly bear, two of the most fearsome builds in the game. Because they're not playable in the same servers, the question of which of these is more powerful, or specifically which one would win in 1v1 combat, is a common subject of debate on the game's
It shouldn't be a debate though.
Forums. So today we're gonna delve into the stats and
Bro, look at him! Look at him! Are you serious? I'm gonna calm down.
abilities of both of these powerful builds, and determine which one would come out on top in a deathmatch. Let's start with the gorilla. In my primate tier list video, I ranked the gorilla as S tier, and it was the only primate other than the human to get that top tier rank. And there's good reason
Are we in the same tier as gorillas? We're in the same tier?
for this. Just have a look at this thing's base stats. The gorilla is easily the most powerful of all the
Bro, look at that freaking unit.
primates, with a power stat well beyond most mammal builds within its weight class. Its arms allow it to climb trees with ease, and keep in mind,
Yoyo versus the bear. Okay, bro.
they do this without investing in any of the perks which make climbing easier, like cling pads or hooked claws. No,
Just sheer upper body strength and long arms.
gorillas do this on strength alone, and
Like what?
they still make it look easy. And so it should go without saying that those arms can also toss most other players around like a ragdoll, and can dish out some serious damage in a short flurry of blows. Gorillas also have massive canine teeth, and although these are mostly for intimidation, they can act as an extra damage-dealing attack.
Bro, animals are so freaking interesting to me, because like really think about it. Really think about it, bro. Really think about it. This is a thing that exists on our planet. Like really actually think about that. Isn't that crazy? Like a gorilla exists. I don't know. I find that fascinating, bro. I find that so fascinating, bro. That's so cool. Like that's so cool to me.
Option if the situation calls for it. Mobility-wise, they move surprisingly quick given how short their back legs are. While not great at distance running, their
We see 3 on. Oh my god. I knew this was gonna happen watching the video too. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen, bro. Get a new joke, bro. Come on, bro.
burst movement potential is shockingly high. Defensively, gorillas don't have much to talk about. Their thick hide and bulky muscles offer some protection, but with only skin and fur covering their exterior, most attacks will be effective against them. Luckily, their large size gives them a pretty generous hit point,
look at them
so they should be able to
scrapping,
tank a decent amount of hits in a pinch. Stealth-wise, gorillas are above average. Their coloration works pretty well in dense forests, although not as well as true camouflage patterns would. Because they walk on their hands and feet rather than hooves, they can move much more quietly than most herbivores, although not quite as silently as builds with padded paws and retractable claws. And finally, intelligence-wise, gorillas are far above average.
Wasn't it that gorilla that spoke sign language? Something like that? Right? And the gorilla was actually speaking too. He was saying something about like humans killing the planet or something like that. I remember that.
Their complex social structure requires significant
Not you though. That was quick. Coco. That was her name.
investment to the intelligence skill tree in order to unlock it. And
Did you just catch that?
social structure requires significant investment to the intelligence skill tree in order to unlock it. And in doing so, gorillas also gained access to basic tool use and team tactics. The most common tool use tactic seen in gorillas is the use of sticks and rocks.
Yo, do y'all think like primates are gonna like develop like humans? Like they're gonna have like a stone age and like an industrial age? Do you see that happening, like evolution wise, or no?
In order to more effectively dig out termites from their mounds. Next, let's switch over to the brown
Boy, if you're gonna call me an animal, call me a bear, bro. I would take that as a compliment. Y'all calling me a gorilla is one thing. Call me a grizzly bear.
bear. In my bear tier list, I rated the brown bear at the low end of S tier. Taking a look at its stats,
Look at this freaking unit.
we can immediately see just how overpowered this thing is. Although not quite as powerful as the polar bear, it's still one of the strongest carnivorous mammal builds in the entire game. one of the few that is able to take down builds like the moose, bison, and elk solo. Its power stat is just crazy high, mostly due to the insane damage a bear can dish out using its claw swipe attack. It's not uncommon for a single swipe from a grizzly to one-hit most players, as it deals both.
Boy, did you just up a bow and arrow to a bear? That Minecraft ass situation, bro.
Blunt force damage and slashing damage in no small amount.
You're good.
Unlike the gorilla, bears also regularly use their teeth in combat, rather than just for intimidation, and in this aspect they excel as well. Defensively, the brown bear is quite sturdy. It has thick, loose skin.
Doesn't a bear mean a muscular gay guy? You're right. I forgot that. I forgot that was the thing. Never mind. I'm cool with the gorilla. Yo-Yo's a bear. There it is. See, this is the problem with y'all, bro. A bear fits you snug as a glove. Can we ever have a day where I just get glazed for a stream? Like, that would be really good for my self-confidence, you know what I'm saying?
Similar to the honey badger, which allows it to absorb serious blows without taking too much damage to their vitals. And with an HP stat similar to the gorilla, even if their opponents do score a critical hit, it's unlikely to mean an immediate game over. Stealth-wise, gummy bears fare a little worse than the gorilla. Bears may not stick out that much visually, but they are some of the smelliest builds in the entire game, to the point where their odor often gives away their position long before they're detected via eyesight.
I did not. Bears just stink? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Luckily for the brown bear, its incredible movement speed and endurance can allow it to close the distance on fleeing players, even if they get a head start fleeing from the bear's scent. With a top speed roughly similar to a horse, very few builds can reliably escape a charging bear, especially given that bears can climb without issue as well. For those keeping track, this puts the bear's stats pretty much all either above or equal to the gorilla's with the exception of stealth. Of course, there's one stat we still haven't discussed yet, the bear's intelligence. When it comes to the gorilla
Isn't a gorilla significantly more intelligent than a bear, right?
versus grizzly debate, one thing that's often brought up is that the gorilla should be able to use its intelligence to easily outsmart the bear and gain a significant upper hand. Unfortunately,
Being smart don't, like, it ain't gonna do nothing, though. I could be smarter than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's still beating my ass. That's a curse. That's a curse. I'll write that down. That's a curse.
for the gorilla, I vehemently disagree with this assessment. Not because gorillas aren't smart, but because bears are not dumb. A common quote you hear from human park ranger builds is that there's a great deal of overlap between the intelligence of the smartest bears and the dumbest humans, to the point where designing an effective bear-proof storage container is often impossible because it will also keep out a good number of humans it was meant to be used by. Bears are the most intelligent of all carnivoran builds, smarter than cats, dogs, weasels, foxes, seals, and hyenas. Their giant brains are a necessity in order to memorize key points of interest across their vast territories, and for them to strategize how to access the best quality loot. This isn't to say the grizzly bear is going to invent some galaxy-brain gorilla trap on the spot or anything, but neither is the gorilla. Gorillas are incredibly intelligent builds for sure, but their intelligence manifests in their complex social dynamics and their tool use. In this scenario, it's 1v1, so the social dynamics is a non-factor.
It doesn't matter.
That just leaves their tool use, and in this regard, I think most
bears be opening car doors. You're right. You're right. They do do that. They do that. It still don't, hey bro, we already know the answer to this though.
Players drastically overestimate the gorilla's abilities. Gorillas are not supreme bushcraft weaponsmiths. In fact, their use of weapons at all is almost non-existent in the gorilla player base. They will use rocks to more efficiently access insect larvae. But as for personal defense,
and the fact that a gorilla is an herbivore is insane too. Getting that big off of just plants is crazy, bro. I'm over here eating 4 chicken legs, 2 thighs. What do I eat in a day? I eat 6 boiled eggs, 4 chicken legs, 2 thighs, and 0.75 grams of no. 0.75 cup of yogurt with the serving of honey. To not even have half of what this thing got, bro. And he's eating grass and bugs.
Gorillas have access to is the intimidation-based technique of tossing debris in an adversary's general direction. When done in groups, this is extremely effective, and is often how a party of gorillas will ward off an approaching leopard in their natural ecosystem. But 1 versus 1 versus a bear, there was no way this would be enough to deter an attack. The bear's own high intelligence would give it a high chance to resist the intimidation effect. And once the bear has closed the distance, the bear is winning this fight at least 95% of the time.
Case closed. Case closed. Case closed. Duh. Like, come on, bro. Duh. Like, what are we saying, bro? What? TierZoo said it. Refutable point.
The gorilla would need not one, but several critical hits in a row to successfully take down a bear. Meanwhile, the bear would only need a few good bites and swipes before it's game over for the gorilla. So ultimately, that's how I think this matchup would go.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I think it's a bit unfair to set up a scenario where the gorilla's most powerful ability is taken off the table, but the bear remains completely untouched.
I'll say, do I think a bear is beating 2 gorillas? I don't think so. A bear versus 2 gorillas? Nah. 2 gorillas? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
But that's the downside of investing in team tactics. If you ever find yourself caught off guard with no allies nearby, you might lose battles that you should otherwise at least have a fighting chance in. If you find this analysis unsatisfactory, we can approach it another way, which would be to take a look at their matchup spread and see if we can find any easy comparisons.
Okay.
While gorillas and bears never encounter each other in the wild and have no experience fighting each other, both the gorilla and the brown bear need to contend with big cats.
Okay.
While obviously not in North America, on other servers, brown bears actually sometimes share hunting territory with the tiger.
Really?
This is the largest big cat build in existence, one which is powerful enough to, on rare occasion, take down rhinos and elephants.
Do I think a tiger's beating a bear? What is this link? It depends on how big the tiger is.
Elephants solo. Matchups between bears and tigers tend to be pretty even. While there are recorded instances of tigers defeating bears and bears defeating tigers, generally these matchups tend to end in stalemates where neither player is truly defeated. However, when we take a look at the gorilla's matchup spread against its most common big cat opponent, the leopard, we see that the gorillas actually tend to lose this matchup.
Because leopards are like that, though. Leopards
are far less powerful than tigers. Yet,
what's good, Kipsy?
nonetheless, even a leopard can score kills on gorillas. I think this is more a function of the difference in the bear and gorilla's defensive stats than its offense.
Yeah, because a gorilla is just fur and muscle, bro. Like, it ain't nothing you can really do.
Defensive stats. Even with its above average constitution stats, the gorilla's low defenses make it too much of a glass cannon, and in a massive slugfest fight like the subject of
The real king is the jaguar. Boo. Hell no.
this video, the inability to absorb a lot of damage is an absolutely crippling disadvantage. No joke, I get this question at least once a week. It's to the point where if someone DMs me saying, I have a question, I just answer, the bear wins. And like 50% of the time, that's all they need. Now you know why. Hopefully you see me as an unbiased and trustworthy source for these sorts of—
Thank you, TierZoo. Thank you. You answered a question that I've been yelling about for years. I made an animation about the topic. Bro, it's so easy. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy, bro. Like, come on, bro. But hey, man, that was my reaction to Silverback Gorilla versus Grizzly Bear. I cursed one time. I'm not mad at that, considering how I did just hit chest though, so I know I'm gonna cramp. But let's just go ahead and do that. All right, y'all. That was my reaction to TierZoo. Hope you guys liked it. Catch you on the next one. Peace.